Okay.
What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. Hey guys, it's a Sunday quickie for today. I'm your host JJT with Kamish, Eric.
Yes.
How are you guys today? I don't like where I am at in a lot of leagues.
Me too. Me too.
I have some 1/8s out there and some 2/7s out there that are not looking good. Heading into the last day of the week, as we call it, the Judgment Day. So yeah, it happens. I think bad matchups, injuries, it's a combination of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I have the similar problem this week. It's not been good. There are lots of underperforming players also.
Yep, that's another one. Or lots of players who have scaled down on their performances. There's like Miles, other players who were really hot in the first 2-3 weeks of the fantasy season.
In our Unbox League, my opponent basically beat me with the Clippers, Zubac and Bledsoe. I mean, if you start the week and you say he has Zubac and Bledsoe and I have Horford, right, and better players, but Bledsoe has been hot this week. So that's the beauty of knowing the schedule, knowing the matchups, knowing who has good games, good streaming games. He picked both of those up. Picked the Bledsoe up early in the week. Yeah. So that's the important thing. You should be able to prepare.
And speaking of schedule, week 5 schedule analysis by Komish is already out in the Facebook page. And just in case you don't know, the Clippers still has the best schedule next week.
Yes. The schedule next week and this week are almost similar in that there are 3 game days. I think that would be Wednesday and Friday Manila time, similar to this week. So those days, again, the Clippers have games on those days. Yeah. The Clippers have games on the 6-game or 5-game week. The last day of the week, the Clippers have a game there again. So the Clippers, I don't know, they've been lucky this past 2 weeks. So if you picked up, as we said, Bledsoe or maybe, I don't know, even Isaiah Hartenstein maybe in a deep league. Today he had 12 points, 12 rebounds in a garbage time special. You can just keep rolling with them. Save a move. Just,
I mean, the tip that you gave that you can have one weekly ad and then another slot for your daily in case you have players who are injured, right? I mean, you don't drop valued players, of course, but in case, some of your players are out
injured
or out this week, or some players got injured and you have an IL plus, you can stream that on a daily. And then if you have some a longer term injury player, you could stream that slot on a weekly basis, basing it on the schedule. So those are nice tips from Komish. Speaking of in the worst schedule, team with the worst schedule,
San Antonio. San Antonio has 2 games. The good thing with the 2 games of San Antonio, it happens on Wednesday and Friday, the 3-game day week. So at least if you own their stars, you'll be able to use them in the non-busy days. That's the good part. But they only have 2 games, and next week they only have 3. So week 5 and 6 for San Antonio is not good. Actually, aside from the Clippers, the other teams who have good schedules this week was almost similar to week 4. Philadelphia, Utah. These teams, Toronto actually also has a good schedule. And the next best schedule for me is Golden State. Mm-hmm. Golden State has 4 games also all on quality game days. And then their matchups are big matchups. They have a game against Brooklyn. That's their first game. That should be a primetime game. Golden State, Brooklyn, and I'm pretty sure that the Steph Currys,
the stats,
the Draymonds
would be there.
They will be there, and also the Cleveland game that's coming up. It's also a good game. So Golden State those are good games, and those are games that are not bad matchups. So I think Golden State, if you own Curry next week, that's a good week.
Yeah.
Good week to have him.
So Curry is also closing in on the all-time three pointers. I think he's just
I think
78 away.
Didn't he overtake Ray Allen already?
That includes the playoffs. So he
Okay.
if just the regular season 3-point record, he is, I think, 78 3-pointers away. So I think that's easy. This year, I think he'll be able to beat that this year easily. Let's talk about some injury news. The biggest one, the biggest catch of the injury bug, Dame Lillard.
I blame Jeremy Jeslitan for this. I wasn't going to talk about Lillard yesterday, and Jeremy just brought him up.
He wasn't in our list.
He wasn't in our list, and Jeremy just said, Lillard, And then we talk about being patient.
I'm actually surprised. And worried in the sense that I don't have any Lillard shares, but worried in the sense that he was ruled out a day before.
Good and bad. It could be maybe it's a rest thing, maybe, but it could.
They have a back-to-back though, so I think the crucial one would be the second game of that back-to-back.
Possibly. At least they gave a name. Abdominal tendinopathy. Mm-hmm. And I saw the Dame Lillard Twitter account. I followed it. I'm very obsessed also on what's happening to him. I wanted to see if it's a real bad, if it's bad or just a rest. A doctor, I forgot which one, a celebrity sports doctor, commented that this kind of injury is common in soccer players. And if there's no tear in the muscle, it's a common injury that you just manage. It's just pain tolerance. That's what the doctor said. But if there is a tear, of course, it's something else. But we don't know that. But he didn't sound that worried.
Yeah.
The doctor didn't sound that worried. So maybe it's a rest thing.
Let's hope it's just a rest thing for Dame, and that hopefully that would get his game, get his groove back in terms of playing better or shooting better for the next few weeks. Another injury, Fred VanVleet was ruled out today. Groin injury. I'm not sure if it has something to do with that gesture that he did, but or that $15,000 fine.
That's ironic, doing a gesture like that. But according to Nick Nurse, it's a long-time injury also, similar to Dame. It's something that's bothering him. So they could they played Detroit today. So I think they were thinking, we can beat this team. Yeah. Well, they lost. I hope.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's the best thing that happened. They lost. So they'll think twice again in resting Fred VanVleet.
And VanVleet has been playing well, but a player who played well today is Pascal Siakam. So maybe a good sign that he's okay. He played really well. I mean, probably one of the best in 2 years.
He's a buy low. I mean, I feel
he was a draft low. He was drafted really low.
And that was a steal to begin with. Although not steal in a sense that you have to wait 4 weeks before you use him. So you have to take that 4 weeks. But assuming he stays healthy from now on, I think that's a steal because he would be top 50. He would be top 50 easily, in my opinion. So he had a bad start. He had a bad start the first few games, and then he rested. So some managers were already worried that it's useless. Scotty Barnes is there, OG's there, so Pascal is not gonna be good this year, and he's an all-star. That's not gonna change.
He's an all-star. He is a champion, and he was supposed to be the face of Toronto after Kawhi left. Unfortunately, he didn't have a good season that year. Right, so maybe this is the redemption season. Maybe this is where he shows that he is the face of Toronto, or at least he is one of those players who Toronto would rely on. So Pascal Siakam had a great game. Another player from Toronto, Chris Boucher,
Boucher.
after 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 a great game, probably the first this season, many managers picked him up off the waivers because he was
Rightfully
dropped.
so.
Because he was
Yes.
dropped, right? And today
Yes.
he suffered a back injury.
In fairness, it was just sore back. They just said it's sore. Then they didn't say it's a bad injury or anything. I don't think it's bad. I saw him fall down
Mm-hmm.
in the game. So that could be what caused that back thing. I
Yeah.
don't think it's serious though. But still, he wasn't in line to play a lot of minutes either today. Oh, Precious Achua was out also.
Mm-hmm.
So I forgot
sorry.
what's Precious injury. Something. Not Precious is out. If he's out, Cambridge came back. I don't trust any of these Toronto centers. They're in and out. They're in and out. Someone gets injured. Someone comes back. Someone comes back. Someone gets injured. So they're more of a streamer type for me.
Yeah.
If Boucher is not hurt, you're in a 16-team league. You want to see if he gets minutes, then okay. But if not, I'm okay to move on with Boucher.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't even want to use my waiver, however low that is on Chris Boucher, because it's just the inconsistencies can just hurt you or annoy you or frustrate you further with the inconsistencies.
And prevent you from planning properly. Right?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Because lots of unknown there with the Chris Boucher
Yeah.
situation. I mean, the upside is there, but again, this is probably a deeper Toronto team with Achua, with Scotty Barnes. I mean, in that position, the center and the power forward position, it's a deep team. So I think that's going to be the challenge of Chris Boucher. Jalen Suggs, sprained ankle today.
These injuries are players who started slow and then makes the season worse by getting injured. MPJ, Dame, now Suggs.
Now Suggs I've seen Suggs being dropped already. I think in 14 team he probably is a drop already.
Yes.
If you're holding on to him, maybe it's worth trying to just pick up or stream his spot. In a deeper league, 16, 18 team, I think he's still you can still hold if you have an IL or an IL plus.
Even in 16 team league, I think he's on hold if you have an IL plus. Even in 14 team league, if you have, now this is actually good because if you have an
IL,
yeah,
this is good,
right? You can put him there and then get someone else and then still have him.
You can put him there and see how your field goal would be
without him.
Because if you're playing him and you're losing field goal, that he might be the only reason why you're losing it badly.
Well, yeah, that's one thing. And look at your roster. I mean, there are teams that are poor field goal that Suggs can fit. Suggs is not that bad if you remove the field goal. The field goal though is really, really bad. But remove that, and it's that's why I say it's a hold, because remove that. He's not top 100 even if you remove that, but at least he's okay with the upside. With the upside, that's possible. He's gonna improve.
With the upside, and just look at him as someone of
investment,
a better upside streamer.
Yeah, right? An investment. It's basically an investment for the second half of the season, which if your team is strong enough, you should be doing, right? So, but if your team is not and you're not punting field goal, then maybe you can move on.
And if you're holding on to a player like Alperen Sengun, who who's not even starting, right? If you're invested in that type of player, I think Suggs, if he plays, can contribute some more than Sengun in the short term.
I might not agree with that. I think even
they're just the same.
Sengun right now is around 140 or 50, and I think that's higher than Suggs is right now.
True.
And even that's coming off the bench in 18 to 20 minutes a game.
True.
Sengun won't hurt you much in other categories.
That field goal really of Suggs is the
problem.
I think if he improves on that, he'll be better. I mean, he's worth, he's gonna be better at least.
For sure.
So I think that field goal, but yeah, like we said, this could be a good thing for you guys, for your managers, because you could just stash him there in your IL plus.
I'm interested in what will happen though in Orlando if Suggs will miss time.
So let's talk about that for a bit. Cole Anthony's a sure thing. Who will replace Suggs, do you think? Terrence Ross?
I think it's Gary Harris, but I'm not sure if Harris will play every game. If not, Terrence Ross for sure. But I don't know if they're gonna put Franz Wagner there and then just start Chuma Okiki. I'm kind of thinking
And they
that
still
they
have
might.
RJ Hampton and those guys.
RJ Hampton. They might try that. They might try that. And let's see if they do. That will be a very big lineup. But they it looks like Orlando likes big lineups anyway with Bamba and Wendell Carter.
I mean,
right?
They have a model in Cleveland who uses the big lineup format, and pretty much their bigs are of similar build or skill set, right? Players who can shoot the threes, who are more versatile than their usual centers, right? So they have like a Jarrett Allen who's in the form of Wendell Carter,
Bamba,
Bamba, right?
Yes, and I think Okiki is the guy I want to monitor. He has potential. He's starting slow, but if he gets to the starting five, let's say they do that, I think in your 14-team league, you have to speculatively add right away. If they do that, and if Suggs' sprain is bad or what, let's monitor it closely the next few days.
All right, another player who returned today is Brandon Ingram. Finally.
How many games did this guy miss?
Not the best. I mean, he did okay. Not really big stats or stats that you expect. You expect from him, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The interesting part there is they started him as the power forward, or maybe Josh Hart is power forward. I don't know. Nickeil Alexander-Walker and
Josh Hart though had what I think he had
11 assists.
Yeah, 11 assists.
Yes, 3 rebounds, 11 assists.
Uncharacteristically having 11 assists for Josh Hart.
Josh Hart is a must-add. I don't know if there's still Josh Hart in your waiver wires. I don't know if you're in a 12-team. Even in 12-team leagues, I think he's a must-add. If he's gonna play power forward, I don't know. I don't know if he's the power forward or Brandon Ingram's the power forward. I just put him at the power forward position because he plays that way anyway.
I just think if he starts, if Josh Hart starts, he should be rostered.
But I like him more as a power forward. Not only that he starts, because he's gonna get those rebounds. He's gonna get a lot more opportunities there, in my opinion, at power forward. So it looks like this is gonna be their rotation. They're starting five.
Yeah.
Until Zion,
which is
slims down.
which is ages away.
According to Brian Windhorst, it's weeks away. Well, 10 weeks is weeks, right? So
weeks is
still weeks. It could be 10, it could be 12, it could be 15. So
Yep. So there. What else? Brandon Ingram returns. Yeah. Worry players. Let's talk about some worry players. Some first round worries. Karl Anthony Towns. We talked a little bit about Karl Anthony Towns when we talked about Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards played well again today. I guess. Not
solid. Yeah.
Solid, but they were blown out. So I think it's not really a good gauge. But Karl Anthony Towns struggled today. Didn't do much. Obviously not your first round numbers, but he's been solid, quietly solid.
He started solid, but the past week or so, past 1 or 2 weeks, he's not top 10.
I think the game before this or 2 games before this,
the game before this, yesterday, the one against the Lakers, he outplayed Anthony Davis there, and he was so good.
Yeah.
But before that, he wasn't really playing. He was not shooting well. For the season, he's at 49%. For a big man, it's not good. But the other stats are there. But lately, the scoring, the shooting has not been there. And as I said, the usage has not been there. But of course, it's Karl Anthony Towns. I think they'll figure it out. They've been losing lately, so I'm sure the coach will try to tweak something there. And if there is any buy low chance that you can get him, I think you should try. You should try to get him.
Yeah, and players get through these funks, right? I mean, Still early. This is probably the first time we talked about Anthony Towns as a worry player, so I don't think there's really much concern. But
Mhm.
yeah, we just see the trend that over the past few games he's been struggling a bit. So just if you have him, hold on to him. If you don't, maybe a buy low opportunity
Yeah,
for you guys.
yeah,
Jason Tatum, another player who's been struggling
that's the
throughout the
one.
season. I mean, this is like
How many
similar to
times
Dame
already?
Lillard in the sense that he's been talked about a lot of times. He's been you've seen him, with or without Jalen Brown, he has been struggling. I
I
think the
did.
struggle is more of the shooting
Yes,
percentages. The some of the rebounding is there. The other stats, the steals, and it's not as much, I guess.
he doesn't. He's point 0.9 steals, point 0.8 blocks. So
Yeah,
it's not there. Also, the shooting 38%,
yeah,
something like that. That's kind of low. And I did say that when Jalen went down, that this is this is Tatum's time. If he can't shine right now, when will he shine? But after the good first game, then after that, he's again struggling with the shot. And then Schroeder, of all players, the
yeah.
one who's been
It's
taking
been
over.
shining.
Yes, but I'm not worried with Tatum. I think if we can get, I mentioned some names: Donovan,
Yeah,
Shea, Gilgeous
who have been playing
Alexander.
well. I mean, Donovan has been playing really well over the past few
I'll
games.
do that. I don't know if you will do that. I'll do that. I'll take Tatum. If you have Donovan, somebody offered you
Yeah,
Tatum,
yeah, for
right?
sure. Um,
Maybe Zach Lavine. Would you do that? That's
uh,
harder. That's harder.
yeah, that's gonna be harder.
But I'll still
Because
take Tatum. I'll still take Tatum.
just because Zach, they have Demar there, and also, I mean,
Yeah.
I think Tatum still has that, but Donovan is probably a more consistent player. You know what to
Mm-hmm.
get. It's because he's in Utah, so you know what to get. So yeah, that's a better offer, I guess, for Tatum. Yeah, but just extend your leash. Patience with Tatum. He should get it going soon, hopefully, and maybe the return of, because I think Jalen is close to returning,
Yes, I think so.
and maybe that could help. And we've talked about this with Boston even last year. We're in. Um, it seems like they have difficulty when one or the other is out, just because it's a system thing, right? I mean, it's a change in system. If they lose one, the system is different now. So yeah. So maybe the return of Jalen can help Tatum here. But this last worry player, if I guess the most worrying, if you have him or you picked him really high, Chris Duarte. We've talked about him. He's trending down, and it's been, this week has been really bad. I mean, not bad, but it hasn't been as good as the first few weeks.
He and Franz Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Ong loves Franz Wagner. I did not mention that I'm not that high. I love Franz Wagner. It's just that I think um, with Duarte, their value is just higher than their game right now, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Because they're rookies, and people like to say that this promising, is young, is whatever. But their game right now is the value is the name value is too much compared to what they're giving. And Duarte, Levert came back. Levert came back
yeah,
today. He played 26 minutes, I think, Duarte. So the minutes is not there anymore. Of course, the usage and everything. But as Jeremy said before, Levert's an injury-prone player. Brogdon's an injury-prone player. So maybe hold on
I
and wait
think
for the
the
injury.
another challenge for Duarte now is because TJ McConnell's been playing really well. So that limits his playing time, I guess, and because early in the season, TJ McConnell wasn't playing well, so maybe they were using Duarte, but now McConnell's getting his game back.
Yes, although today he did not have a good game, McConnell. He
Yeah,
also played less minutes today because Levert came back. So Actually, McConnell is a little bit a worry also. It's just gonna be ironic because he's just been so hot. He's been in the feel good player, and then suddenly one bad game and you put him in the worry. It's not that we're not overreacting. We're not overreacting because we know this game already. It's more of the trend.
Yep.
It's more of the trend, and you can see that Levert is there. If Levert is there, what will happen? This happens.
And you can already see the scoring of Duarte has, he gets lower. Yeah. Scoring has been lower. The attempts have been lower. The minutes obviously has been lower. And the other stats have been lower. So everything's just trending down for Duarte. I think the good... Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I think the only positive for Duarte is that he still gets 26 minutes, which is...
He's starting.
And I think 26 minutes is, somehow good enough for a player you maybe picked last or just picked off the waiver. Right? Because Duarte was not drafted if you had your drafts earlier, right? So
yes.
Even if you did have your drafts a little late, he's really not your top 100 pick or right, your top 120. So he's still gonna be good when you drafted him late. But the numbers are trending down. So it's good to monitor as well.
I think the guy that's really the most worried, the most talked about worry player today would be the Anthony Melton. Everybody's gonna be talking about him. Of course, Dillon Brooks came back and played. Started.
Yep.
30 minutes started. Melton off the bench, 18 minutes. And 4 points, 1 steal, I think, and nothing else. So...
And we talked about this. We didn't expect it to be this early, like Dillon Brooks starting this early.
We
kind of talked about this in the sense that we felt like Melton would be the one moving back to the bench role.
I did think that even in a bench role, he'll get 26 to 28. We talked about it, right? We broke down the numbers. We thought maybe 26, 28. 18 without foul trouble. Worried. And again, every year it's been like this with Melton. Every year it's been like this. Will he be a drop? He's been dropped in some of my leagues.
Would you pick him up?
Yes, I will pick him up in a 14-team league, not in a 12-team league. Not right now. Not with this trend that's going on. Second straight bad game.
Yeah.
As I said, off the bench is okay with me, but if he gets less than 20 minutes or even just 20 minutes, he's not going to be consistent. He's not going to be consistent because he's not a good shooter.
He's not an
offensive player.
He's not known to be a good offensive player.
He's a good steals guy, but if you only have 20 minutes, I mean, steals a very fluky number, right? Like Jeremy says all the time, right? I mean, if you only get 20 minutes, there's a big chance you'll get 0 steals or just one steal. And is one steal enough to hold someone who will not shoot well, who will score little? Might not be there. So let us see. I own him. So I'm gonna give him a couple more games. He deserves it.
A week more.
Yeah. For me, he deserves it. He's a stud.
At worst, 2 weeks more. The one trending up a bit is Kyle Anderson in Memphis. He's been playing really well. We've talked about this Memphis rotation already. I think I'm a little bit worried about Bane as well because Brooks attempted 18 shots today. That means less shots for Bane. So Bane's numbers could be up and down.
It will be, yes.
Yeah. So,
but he's gonna be enough to hold in 14
because he's starting. I mean, he's gonna be like a better Duarte situation, right?
He's basically gonna be Duarte.
But I think he'll be better.
Yes, the good thing with Duarte and Bane, they're shooters. They give you 2 to 3 3-pointers and then a little layup here or there. That's double figures already.
Yeah.
And that's easy to do in 25 to 28 minutes that they will get.
Yeah.
So that's easy. It's not like steals. Threes, you get your shot. 5, 6, 8 attempts a game, you will get it.
Yeah.
Steals is not an attempt. You're not gonna attempt to steal. If it's not there in the 20 minutes that you play, You'll not get the steal.
Yeah.
So it's different. That's why Melton again. Let's see. Here we go again, as we said.
Yeah, it's been like this every year.
Yes.
And analysts love Melton's game. Because
We all do.
but yeah, the inconsistency. Let's see if we can, we can manage the inconsistencies in his game. Buy players. Let's talk about a few buy players. Anthony Simons, of course, would be the biggest buy player here because of the Dame Lillard injury. Yep, for sure tomorrow he's gonna be the guy who's gonna be streamed the most. We don't know yet the second half, the back to back, if Dame would be out, but as long as Dame is out, I think Simons would be a good ad.
The good part, interesting part here, he was dropped because he had 3 so bad games, and then he was dropped already left and right. So he should be available.
Yeah.
He should be available in your leagues all of a sudden.
Killian Hayes had his best game this season
Of his career.
of his career. No, he had that game last year where I think he had like 35 steals, right, and double figure assists.
Okay.
So at least that's close.
Fine.
But yeah, some maybe in deeper leagues. Is he an ad in a 14-team league?
Speculatively, yes. I added him in some 14-team leagues because, again, I've heard some analysts say this. When someone's starting at point guard, you give him more. I guess the leash is longer because he's a starting point guard. Just based on that, by default, even if he's so terrible, he can rack up stats. Yeah. And today he shot the ball well, and he's a good steals guy. Steals and
assists. Those are the two stats
yes.
that you probably would rely on with his. He's like a Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, good. Possibly yes. Something like a Suggs.
He's just like a Jalen Suggs with 1 year under his belt.
The thing is, he didn't have 1 year because he got injured last year, so maybe less than a year. But yeah, Jeremy said he's a sophomore, and sophomores sometimes they something clicks.
Yeah, the development is better. They've adjusted better, so yeah.
I don't trust him. I add him because I don't want to regret. He's there.
He's available, right?
You have a move. You have a roster spot, a streaming spot. Pick him up. The next game he doesn't play well, they drop him.
Yeah.
The next game he starts off like Cole Anthony, right? You see Cole Anthony there. That's not gonna happen again. It's right, and then okay, it happens. Okay, it's too late. Yeah. So you cannot have that regret. If you have an extra move and somebody who has young upside minutes, everything is there. You have to try and get them.
Speaking of young players, Herbert Jones, another player who's been mentioned here every now and then, had I think 17 points today, 3 threes.
And Willie Green loves him. No?
Yeah, but again, he's a rookie, so I think I feel he's gonna be. I'm not even sure he's a must add in a 14 team.
No, I don't think he's a must add. But look, I'm looking at the rotation. He comes off the bench. He's the only guy that gets 29 to 30 minutes off the bench.
Yeah.
He's the first guy off the bench.
And he is getting the playing time. So I think that's the plus there. So I think it's more of either a deep league or a monitor in a
streamer.
League. Yeah, or a streamer.
A streamer. But
hard to trust streamers like these though.
Yeah, but New Orleans will be tanking soon. So someone to consider in the latter part. In the playoffs, maybe, remember him.
Yeah. Because I was talking about the streaming because in one league I have him. There was, I think, Bones. There was Nasser Little. Those are good streaming players as well. So, and you have Herbert Jones. So it's hard to choose, right? I mean, difficult to choose who I think would perform, because these are not consistent players as well, right? So
yes,
I think he still goes below Little or Bones, just because I think Bones has played well over the past 2 games, and Little has shown more consistencies in the stats.
He's basically Little, but a rookie. So I like Little more than him. I like Bones more than him. Yes.
Yeah.
But Bones is an offensive player, so he's he's gonna it's gonna be easier for him to have fantasy value by that nature.
Taylor Horton Tucker about to return.
That's the guy. Yes, that's the guy I want to talk
and
about.
without LeBron, though LeBron I think is closing in on a return, because the Lakers are bad, pretty bad over, especially the last game. Yeah, but
Is
Taylor Horton Tucker.
Taylor Horton Tucker guy, the Lakers did not get Lowry and so many other players because of him. I just want to talk about him and tell him to shape up and prove us wrong and give us something. Fantasy wise, he's not good fantasy wise, but but well, again, Jeremy said he's a young player. He got a new contract. He's their Caruso now. They chose him over Caruso. They did so many things for him. So please, Taylor Horton Tucker, show us something tonight at later 4:30 a.m. in your game versus San Antonio. We'll be watching and observing you closely. I picked him up also in some leagues. In a 16-team league, I picked him up already because the Lakers need him. Good or not, he's good or not. Do you agree?
But
I mean, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they need him. That's one. Secondly, I think the Lakers have so many veterans that they're probably gonna play the veterans more.
That's the problem. I mean, they're
I
gonna
mean, they're
relying on.
obviously they're gonna play Melo, they're gonna play Monk, they're gonna play Bazemore. I mean, where does THT stand there?
I look at it as they paid him 10 million, I think, right? Would you not play him over Bazemore? Bazemore has been terrible this year. Bazemore has been terrible, so I think they should play him. That's what I'm just thinking out loud. The contract is big compared to the others, so
they should,
maybe.
But let's see.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe yeah, but let's see. Hopefully he gets a backup role there behind. I guess they use him as a playmaker as well, so maybe a backup to Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
right. So
agree.
So yeah, Taylor Horton Tucker, a player to watch in the coming days. Delano Banton, last buy player, maybe a deeper league add here.
In case Fred VanVleet
misses more time, although it was Dragic who started today.
Yes.
Yeah, but again, Dragic is not as invested. They're not as invested as to Dragic than compared to the young players that they have.
Yes.
Just quickly, feel good players. Isaiah Stewart finally gave us a good stat line, 20 points. I think he missed the ball just
Twice. 9 of 11, I think.
So anyway, just the stat line that we like, we are hoping for. And it was a close game. It wasn't a blowout game, a garbage time special. I think that the thing with Isaiah Stewart, he just needs to stay out of foul trouble.
Yes, that's it. I mean, if he doesn't get to foul trouble, he will get 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, he will get stats. He's the only big guy left. He's the only center left. By default, I think he can get 6, 7, 8 rebounds, 1 or 2 blocks easily. So the points will be on and off. But as long as he gets the other stats, his ranking will shoot up.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get foul trouble.
And I'm not sure if this is coincidental, but Killian Hayes played well today, and had that double figure assist. So maybe their game goes hand in hand.
Maybe.
Right? So we'll let's. I know Stewart owners. I saw in one group chat that one manager was really close to dropping Stewart already. But he was thankful that he did not drop him yet. Gave a good line today. So yeah, let's see. Hopefully this is start of something good. And lastly, Evan Mobley.
Man,
of all the rookies, I think this is the guy. I mean, we never expected him to start this well. I guess we were thinking maybe a second half type of surge. Of course, obviously, we did not expect Cleveland to play this well. I mean, Cleveland's been playing really well.
We didn't expect them to start 3 bigs either.
Yeah, so But Mobley is running away with, probably the fantasy rookie of the year.
I think so. I
Because
think he has
Barnes
that.
has slowed down. I think the only challenge he has right now would be Cade. And Cade hasn't shown much yet, but it's still early though. So the
Cade,
upside of Mobley is really good.
even if Cade plays well all of a sudden, he's already 3-4 weeks behind. So unless Mobley gets injured also for a big amount of time, I think he has a big edge already for fantasy, even per game or totals either. Because Mobley has the steals, has the blocks, has the good percentages,
Actually,
and the rebounds.
I was just about to say Mobley has a cleaner fantasy game.
Yes.
No flaws. Even the turnovers are not too high. And Cade would have some, bad field goal days.
Today was not too good.
Yeah, because he's not a big guy or a center. Like the situation is different. So I think Mobley would clearly run away with this, being the fantasy rookie of the year. I would be surprised if he won't.
In fairness to Cade today, he only had 10 points, but in the fourth quarter he took over and made two great shots, great drive, and
Cade is looking like a great player. Really, it's just that he's a few weeks behind in terms of playing actual games.
I agree. He looks good. He looks like a good player. I would not say he's the best player of the draft after seeing Mobley, after seeing the other players. I would say that he's not a clear-cut number one in this draft, like we all thought. So maybe that's a disappointment in that sense that everybody thought he's clearly number one. He's clearly the best. But after seeing everybody, he's not clearly the best, but he's not a bust. That's for sure. He's also good. That's what I think about Cade.
Yeah. And of course, the fit as well. The team he is in is also struggling, unlike Cleveland, unlike Toronto with Harrison, Scotty Barnes, right? So I think I always mention those two players because those are the two players who are really making waves in the fantasy scene. Mobley and Scotty Barnes, and they are clear cut the number 1 and 2 in the rookies in fantasy. So yeah, that's it. We end there with Evan Mobley. Tomorrow is Judgment Day for week. What week are we? Week 4. Week 4. So we've been through 4 weeks. So hopefully you've been able to get your you've been able to see your teams already, how they're doing, and hopefully tomorrow would be a good day for all of us. Hopefully I get to recover from those 1-8s and 2-7s out there. Just make it 3-6 or maybe best case 4-5. Probably wouldn't win, but yeah, keep it close. All right, we'll see you again tomorrow, guys, for Judgment Day of our daily fantasy quickie. Bye, guys.
Bye.